After having left a fairly small town square with a bunch of food stands and whatnot, this seems a little odd, but they were boasting about being food heaven, so gotta try this.
Not gonna lie, it's not what you'd expect from a food court. It's just you get up here and you're in the middle of all sorts of things here.
I won't say it was disappointing, but I won't call it heaven either. It's more a matter of being... Everything there is some other nationality. You have your burritos, you have your sushi, you have your Indian, you have your fish and chips, which, to be fair, Icelandic cod, yeah. But yeah, it just didn't seem like anything truly local flavor. So, although I suppose perhaps maybe the locals go here? So we've gone back to one of the first squares that we've been to and figured we're just gonna try things out here. Besides, it's a nice place to eat outside, and what they have doesn't seem to be too large. Other than the price, but we'll see how it goes. Not gonna lie, I was sort of attracted by the advert right outside the restaurant, and I guess that's what I'm getting today. It's a little bit more than I spent for the game platter in Australia, but we'll see what this is like. I mean, if nothing else, it's a combination I'm not going to get anywhere else or anywhere else, so let's give this a try. So we've got a little bit of a culinary adventure here. We're starting with Arctic char, which looks an awful lot like salmon, and it's prepared very much like it over here. A pollock dip with various different kinds of bread. Puffin, smoked puffin with cranberry sauce, and horse tartare with Icelandic cheeses and some chips on the side. So let's see what this is like. I can get my reactions here. I guess I'll work from right to left. Not how somebody would read it, but oh boy, this is going to be a bit of a mess. Like I said, this looks very much like lox salmon. So I'm like, it's a bit milder and a little sweet, although I don't know, maybe that's the bread. Yeah, the bread is a little bit, it's rye bread, but there's some sweetness to it that I wasn't expecting. And the cream cheese has a little bit of lemon as well as dill and pepper in there. It was a really very nice combination, but it just sort of takes a little getting used to. Let's see. Definitely need a napkin after that. All right, let's try the pollock dip. I have to admit, I keep thinking of Jackson pollock anytime you talk about that. It's a white fish, so it's going to be very different. And there's a lot of dill in here as well. So let's see what this is like. Again, there's a little sweetness to it that I wasn't expecting, but it's not objectionable. It's very mild. Oddly enough, I'm not tasting as much of the dill as I expected to. Maybe I need to get a bigger sheaf of the stuff. Let's try again with the farmer's bread. They really didn't give you much to dip in this stuff. I have to admit, I'm a little surprised as to how much air traffic there is over Reykjavik. They all look like small prop planes and helicopters, though. All right, so you can see a lot of dill on this one. Oh, it tastes like sourdough. Again, mild and sweet, and I'd say not fishy at all, but then again, your mileage may vary, especially when we're talking about across the table. Okay, that dug in a little deeper. I think the fish sank to the bottom. I thought dead fish floated to the top usually, but there it is. But it's still not very strong in that respect. And oh boy, I got a little bit of the sauce on my napkin, and now that's uncomfortable. I apologize for not having Daniel on, but it seems like he doesn't really want to be on the camera in the first place. It's a shame. He will talk. He doesn't. It's not that he doesn't have plenty to say. He does say that his lamb sandwich is quite generous, and the sauce for the chips seems to be more like Hollandaise, although I don't know, it didn't seem as eggy and sweet as all that, in my opinion. I think there might be some mustard in it, but I'm not 100% sure. It is nice and creamy, that's true. Let me get back to this and touch on the smoked puffin with cranberry sauce. That is a very, okay. Oh, wow. Let's see. Let me try again. This is really hard to express what this stuff tastes like. I mean, as you can see, it does not look like poultry at all. It is dark, dark meat. In a way, the flavor is reminiscent to me of some kind of jerky without being dry like jerky is. It's very moist and smooth, but it does have that smoky flavor to it. I'm not a big fan of the cranberry sauce, but that's just me, I think. It gives it a sweetness that it really shouldn't have, in my opinion. Now let's try with the goat cheese. Well, that's interesting. Goat cheese back in America is much stronger than this. This is almost tasting like a slightly sharp cream cheese, which this is fantastic. And it works really well. It does run the risk of covering up the taste of the puffin. And I will say, Daniel was like, why are they doing this to the puffin? And I'm like, come on, we eat more chicken than that. And they're like, but it's not our national bird. I'm not sure that the puffin is the national bird of Iceland, but they really do have a lot of puffin plushies and stuff like that shown around here. I mean, it's kind of like what penguins are to Antarctica. And it does seem kind of odd, almost as if like if we in America were to eat eagle or something like that. Then again, you know, Ben Franklin supposedly suggested that we make the turkey our national bird, and we eat plenty of turkey, so maybe it's not as odd as all that. Anyway, let's move on to the last dish here. This is the horse tartare, which means that it's close to raw. But I've had beef tartare. And this tastes very much like that beef tartare. Yeah, horse meat, while it's illegal to sell and eat in America, it's really not that far removed from beef. The only thing that would render somebody squeamish about it, I would think, in my opinion, is that some people really don't like rare meat, and this is as rare as it gets. The capers are good. I don't know about... Yeah, this sauce is a little on the sweet side. I'm not sure. Again, not a big fan of combining sweet and savory, but that's just a personal opinion rather than a culinary one. It's a choice. It's just not one that I tend to agree with. But yeah, I have no problem with this. It's very good. Oh, and I don't want to take all the cream at one time. Okay, I just a little bit of a mess. I honestly don't know what this is. It almost tastes like a small bit of mashed potato salad. But at least it's not sweet, so there's that. In any event, well, maybe there's some cheese in there too. Maybe some goat cheese. It's not the same as the stuff. This is smooth, and the stuff on the puffin is crumbly. So it's not the same cheese. But I can't say that I mind it. It's very good. Yeah. Let's see. Out of all the things I like here, wow, that is hard to say. I think the pollock comes last because it's just, how do I eat it? And there's so much left here, and I've eaten the bread. That's a bit of a nuisance. Could use a few more chips or something like that. Probably next would be the puffin, simply because it's still in this sweet cranberry sauce that, again, by itself, is really quite good. And the char is honestly, I like it simply because it's kind of conventional. It really is like your bagels and lox, except on a slightly sweet rye pita bread. And as far as the exotic nature, the tartare is something I don't get very often. And I forget how much I like rare meat. And then there's the additional exotic nature of, you can't get this in America for love nor money. And yeah, this is good. So there you have it. That is lunch in Iceland. Got to do this every so often when you're traveling. You know, even if it's a little pricier than you expected, you only eat this stuff once and got to take it in. I'm gonna say this, I don't regret not having brought my jacket. Gambled and won here. That was a lovely meal, if a little pricey. And then again, it's not the sort of thing I need to worry about. So, on with the rest of the day and the rest of the walk. And not sure exactly what else there is for us to do here.